I bet that you didn't think that you would be seeing Gaia, the fierce knight, actually being competitive. Make sure you guys smash the little crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. We're going to be looking at the 4th Hanyu Championship, and I'm going to be honest with you, this top cut is very, very meta heavy, and then very, very tech heavy, especially as the TCG is heading into Age of Overlord here. Some of the ideas in these lists are going to be pretty mind-blowing, actually, because I guarantee you a lot of people are going to be looking at these and they're going to be going, what in the world are they doing out here with these lists? Winning your event was actually Rescue Ace. That's actually a pretty common occurring thing in the OCG at this point in time, because Rescue Ace is, with the Dia Bellstar package, just feels crazy, crazy, crazy all day long, you know, especially when you're getting these free sets and your opponent's literally not responding to you. It feels amazing. We also had Fire King, and you know, with the Fire King structure deck touching down, I think a lot of people definitely underestimated how strong this structure deck actually was for the game. You know, setting up the big Runic Succeed, people just don't know how to play around it. Also, the Dia Bellstar interactions are beautiful at that. And then we have a Horus Horus Blackwing deck. Okay, well, that's probably all I need to say there, because somebody's going to look at this list in a little bit, and they're going to be like, what in the world are you trying to do with this idea? And then, 4th place was actually a Gaia, the Fierce Dragon Synchro Turbo deck. And you know how many people didn't know that this was actually something that you could play this format? I didn't either. Let's pass on over those deck lists. Make sure you guys, of course, like these deck lists for all the hard little work we have to do to dig these up and convert them over. So the first thing that we are going to be looking at is your Rescue Ace deck winning this event. And standard things here, you do play the Dia Bellstar package because you want to be able to get Hydrant out. Now remember, the OCG has 2 variants of this deck. You can play the Synchro Turbo Pile Gas to the floor, or, yeah, with the Auroradon, actually. Or you can, you know, dedicate and play something like the Hydrant build, a little more control aspect of things. So your Dia Bellstar package typically ends up being the 1 Dark Witch, your triple Hunter Fiend, and then you play the 1 copy of the Sinful Spoil Snake Eye, or the original. This is the one that brings out the level 1 Fiend. That's about as much dedication as you're going to need. I've heard people try and be like, well, you can replace this. No, you can't. This card says draw a card. Alright, like, you care about that immensely. You're still on the same standard 2 Turbulence as per a lot of these other builds. Most of the OCG has been playing Reinforce. I know a lot of people don't like this card, but becoming unaffected by monster effects does actually matter a lot. And then, of course, you've seen the classic Unending Nightmare down here for our dear friends over at Centurion. I don't want them getting the chance to set up any of their stupid cards. Alright, we'll just nip them in the butt so that we can play the game. The double SP Little Knight, honestly, you can blow 1 mid combo and still be fine. That's one of the cool things about this deck, is you are going to link summon, and this does become probably the best link 2 that you can do. You've seen like the Salamangreat plays where people try to just generate the advantage on a lot of the TCG builds. No, just make the SP Little Knight for the Forced Interruption. It typically will get you to where you need to be. Outside of that, yeah, this is what you are going to be starting to see here in the TCG, adapted for our version of the list. Next up is Fire Kings, and once again, you see our favorite thing in the whole wide world, our Dia Bellstar package. Yep, 1 Dia Bellstar, your triple Hunter Fiend, and the 1 copy of the original Snake Eyes. Yep, that's a story about as old as time, because, I mean, you're bringing out Ponix. Like, Ponix is still the heart and soul of this deck, especially, you know, when you Sanctuary into the field spell, and then you're like, alright, cool. We can go ahead and actually start doing what we need to do here. Fire King Island, still getting the ability to destroy something in the hand to add 1, is so stupid good. Now, your main play lines, the biggest things here that I think a lot of people kind of forget is you are trying to exceed someone during your opponent's turn. Because Sanctuary of the Fire Kings says once per turn, if your opponent would special summon a monsters, you can immediately, after this effect resolves, exceed summon one fire exceed monster using only Fire King monsters you control. Well, guess who we're dropping into? The big Garunics, because on Exceed Summon, you can destroy all their monsters on the field. Yeah, that's a free little board wipe. And then, if this thing sticks around to your turn, detach a material, target the spell and track around the field, destroy it. This will get 500 attack points. And then if your opponent blows this up while it has material, you can special summon Fire King monsters from your graveyard up to the number of materials this guy had. So not only are you exceeding into the form of interruption during the opponent's turn, you are just floating on back into, little Garunics here and going, hey, that's a really nice field that you had. And you're going to continue on, doing your thing. That's the evolution line for this deck. It's nothing crazy whatsoever. It's actually a lot more straightforward than I tend to remember being. Also, shout out down here to this good card. And yes, the fact the OCG does get to do little mini Scythe Lock plays because of Garunics and other interactions. I hate it here. What else we got going on back here? This is our Blackwing deck, sporting off triple Mseti and the one Aegis of Horus with the one Pharaonic Sarcophagus. Now, does this little mini package actually matter? Yes. Yes, it does. Horus guarantees you that if you have a bad Blackwing that you need down already without having to set things up, you can go ahead and dump it. Also, this is a non-tuner synchro monster plus one non-tuner. You basically are able to, this nice little package right here gives you access to the Dissipator, gives you access to the Chaos Angel, and technically gives you access to the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend because dark. Alright, now you're not going to get so much value off of Aegis of Horus over here, but you know what? You need the additional names so you can kind of, attempt to play the game. Alright, that little extra does actually matter at the end of all of this. Outside of that, you are using this package to dump filter through the deck and be able to set up to your key play lines and essentially just set up the bigger synchro plays that are the slightly more generic ones. That's honestly all you really got going for you here. The Blackwing special, it's not that the deck is incredibly bad, because Simone the Poison Wind is a stupid good card, and Black Whirlwind not being a once per turn, it's just limited to, how many normal summons can we rotate through to, start generating all of this. Yeah, that's pretty much typically what you're going for. Also, the big Blackwing Dragon is a little bit scary of a card. Trust me, if you've been staring down a couple of these and, missed around affected over here, it's usually a pretty good time. And, of course, we have our we have our Gaia Speedroid Turbo Windlight package deck. Basically, one of the things I was kind of figuring out this deck was doing was maybe setting up Kaiser Coliseum blocks, and I was like, well, wait a minute, what if we're just destructive Daruma cannoning interruptions and things like that? Spiral Reborn, tribute a level 7 or lower dragon monster, or target a level 7. Special summon it. If you special summon Gaia by this effect, your opponent cannot target it with card effects, and it cannot be destroyed by card effects. Well, that's actually pretty good. Our fusions down here in terms of little interesting things that we can do. This is a Warrior plus a level 5 or higher dragon. Guess who meets those requirements? Yup. If you fusion summon a level 7 fusion dragon monster, you can also banish this card from your graveyard as material. Okay. On fusion summon, you target one spell trap card in your graveyard that mentions Gaia and add it to your hands. We have some recursion. Okay. And then we have the big guy. So this becomes Gaia the Dragon Champion while on the field. Sure. You can only use each of the following effects of Gaia once per turn. So during the main phase quick effect, we target one other card on the field. If this card loses exactly 2,600 attack points, and if it does, destroy that card. And when this card destroys a monster by battle, you can make this card gain 2,600 attack points. This is all just making super big monsters that force the opponent to basically destroy themselves. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this. This gives you the draw 2, discard 1 on this. I also see that we are playing Spiral Fusion in here as well. So yeah, it gains 2,600 attack points and can attack twice. So you're basically using this as an OTK factor, because every time this thing destroys something by battle, you're getting 2,600 This will get 2,600 off of this. So you're at 52 plus another 26 plus another 26. Yeah, if your opponent sets up 2 monsters, you just OTK them. Beautiful. That's what I want to see out here. So what do you guys think about the breakdown for this event? Please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.